Hello friends, welcome back. Your friend to play here. I want to wish you all season greetings and my best wishes for you and your families. Happy retro gaming for the holidays, and hopefully we're gonna have a great new year 2021. So this video is in regards to the updated PlayBox version 2 RetroPieMenu, or options depending on the theme you're using. And I just waited to do this video because I've applied some changes and cleanup through the PlayBox setup update option in the toolkit. So I suggest apply this. I keep a change log in the Discord channel for PlayBox fixes tips and tools channel, and that's where I post for all of you when an update happens and what it does. So I suggest, if you haven't updated your PlayBox, do go to the toolkit and do the PlayBox setup update so you can get the latest changes and fixes. So this affects and the loaded, the fixes, the post fixes are for the loaded image. The main updates are usually corrections or fixes or cleanups that affect the actual base and the toolkit. So let's get started. So I'm in options. Another thing I want to show you, just which I recently posted, if you did a full upgrade, this image I have now, the loaded one, is fully updated and upgraded to the December changes. And due to pulse audio, some of you will notice that you have the background music playing, but the volume slider, let me go sound settings. Here you can see the system volume slider is down to 0, but you hear the music. So I've tested a couple things because I'm working also on the Tinker, Asus Tinkerboard PlayBox version 2, and because it has and uses the pulse audio for controlling the sound. Now we had in there, you need to have here the default, and here you had to have this option master to work. Now I noticed these options that worked fine initially, that you can change the slider, but actually didn't affect the volume. So today I changed and I checked that if you change the audio card to system default, sys default here, and leave the audio device to PCM, which was originally, then you can change the volume. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to go to 81, the default I'm using. I'm going to go back, and you see, you can hear that it's louder. So I'm going to go back for the purposes of the video. I'm going to go down to 65 and back, and here we are. And as you can see, this is the emulation station version 2.9.6. So go ahead and update your RetroPie script, just the script, and then go to the core options, core packages, and update from the binary the emulation station. Do not update, as I said on the release notes, the Retroarch, because I have on PlayBox version 2 the Retroarch 1.8.9 with Vulkan support. So just leave it like that until RetroPie updates and goes on the 1.8.9. So let's go back and let's go to options. Now we have the RetroPieMenu. As usual, we have the structure that I had on since PlayBox version 1, released on 2018 November. So we have the emulation tools folder, the network tools folder, the system tools folder, the visual and theme tools, the music on-off scripts. Basically you can mute the background music. Now we have the Raspberry config. Is the config tool from the Raspbian or Raspberry OS operating system. We have the RetroPie setup. We have the system info and weather by 2play. This is the full what you see when you exit to see a live information you see about your board and the temperature and stuff, and plus, like, you know, the weather. Now we have the toolkit, which we can start from here, and you can switch to the attract mode. I'm gonna do that for you because I know some that had ignore that error is because I've been just playing with the changes. So it says setting up HyperPie 2.51. Alright guys, so it's booting up in attract mode. And the script, when you select it, does all the necessary changes. Change the video splash screen. We'll make auto boot to the attract mode, so that's semi-permanent, so you have to go and change from where I'm going to show you right now. So you are here, if you use the arrow up and keys, I'm using now a keyboard, so you can see there is the HyperPie setup. You go there. The setup I'm using is similar to the Xbox keyboard, and on the keyboard try to press X and it will get you in to the emulation station, the RetroPie setup. So you have to go with the arrow key, select the ES icon and then press X, which is set up as on the keyboard as the select, and now it says the X is changing back to ES. Alright, so Retroarch, let's go and check the new changes I applied. I have done on mine, I haven't applied on the setup, so I don't want to confuse you, but if you want I can post on the Discord. So now I have the new Ozone changes that I've done, and you can, it's nice and clean, I like it. I used to have the red one, as you know, but I'm going to show you a couple things. So I'm going to go and change the driver. Let's go to video, let's go menu and then select the GUI. Let's go back. I'm going to go to main menu, configuration, save. That's the only change I've done. So back, quit, and let's start it. So I have this new setting for the normal GUI. I like the particles like snowing on the back with my red white style. So let's go back again to settings, drivers, menu. So I'm going to go and put back the Ozone. We'll go this file, configuration, save, and then go back, quit, and we're back to the Ozone. So let's go and see the rest. Now we have network tools is the Bluetooth, what is my IP and Wi-Fi. This is the three ones coming from the vanilla. We have the system tools, we have the USB modes. Now you can see only the revamped, the latest external USB ROM setup script. So you can enable the USB ROMs, you can disable the external hard drive ROMs, you can format a new drive that you have connected to the USB to NTFS, so you can prepare it because this would require 1 and 2, 1 requires 3. Now fix symbolic links. This is for some people that they used. I created this because with Virtual Man PlayBox, when they created these add-ons and the older script, if you create, you have an old drive that you just moved on to PlayBox. Since PlayBox has symbolic links, it's used by the region script. this is what it does. This will fix the symbolic links that are being used. Now we have the art folders and game list options. I suggest when you create a clean one, and do create a clean one is preferred, you just copy your ROM folders to the USB, simple as that, and leave the default game list options, which is relative paths, meaning when you open up your XML, you're going to see, for example, an image, since it's going to be the art folder within the ROM folder, you'll see in the game list that it says the tag image, and then closes the tag, and it says dot / and then the image name, the folder, for example, box art, and then the image name. Instead, if you had, because some problems we had in the past with the video, then it would require the relative, the absolute path. That means that you should have in the XML the full path pointing to that folder. That would be, for example, home, pi, then in our case, if it's USB, it would be USB add-ons. I don't want to confuse you. This is just like, between creating relative and absolute path. So when you see default relative path, that's what it means. It means like, that when you had an SD card and the paths on your SD card in XML would point just to relative paths, meaning it would just expect to find art within that ROM folder. So the option 5, basically it says that I have my art folders and the XML, the game list, on the USB ROM folder. This is when you have the art folder on USB and the XML on the SD card. I would suggest to have option 5. Now, the multi-system update, it will just create all the from all locations, all the game list XMLs to the default relative path, as we explained there just a little bit above. And then we have, if you want to move automatically a system from your SD card to external and backwards from the USB to the SD. So now let's go back. We have the audio settings, is the same place that you can go from the RetroPie setup. We have the background music setup. Since it's a tab, I thought about it to remove it, but in case some people remove it and then they want to enable it again. But anyway, we can leave it for the time being. The file manager from RetroPie Vanilla, run command settings from RetroPie Vanilla, the overclock Pi 4 optimized script. And we have the 1750, 2000, 2100, and 2147. So we're going to go back. And we have reset all controllers to default. You can do the same thing from the toolkit. We'll go back. Now the last one is the visual and theme tools. So we have the Bezel project script update. So you can update your Bezel project easily from here without affecting your RetroPieMenu. I'm just going to do it. Done. This is the Bezel project. You can start it from here. We have the ES themes. We have the Hersey themes. Now if you run this, I'm going to run it. I'm going to update it. And this will get the latest Hersey themes update, but it will put it inside the root folder here, and it would show up here. So if you want to have the structure and don't have this mixed up, then you have to go to PlayBox toolkit and select the fix option 1 from the fix menu. It will fix, and I'm going to do it now with you. So we'll go fixes, and I'm going to do fix PlayBox RetroPieMenu, so you can have the structure as I have it intended for PlayBox. So So that's it. Now it's going to ask us for the region. I'm going to apply my EU Japan. Alright, I'm not going to restart. I'm just going to press Ctrl C to exit and go back to the menu. Now I'm going to go back to the visual and continue. We have the launching MP4 screens, the video screens. And I have this already enabled, so we have enable 2P, disable, MP, and then per system. So if you have this, the last third option is only if you have all MP4 videos for every single system, and they go to a specific folder. It says the description requires the system for when you have all of them in home pi LMP4 folder. That's where you have to put it. Now we go to media removal utility. This is from David Marty, a script that is looking your ROMs against the art folders and removes any unneeded art. Now we have the overscan on off. This is by default enabled, so we don't have these black lines around the desktop or on your screen. So this is the on-off script. You can do this from the desktop. You can do it from here. You can do it many ways. Now we have the splash screens and the skyscraper script. So I suggest when you don't know about a script, just read the description. It will just make more sense. So let's select. So we have the update skyscraper. This will update the skyscraper to the latest version. It will install it if in case it was removed. It will install to another new system. I would say that this probably is not needed, because now I will update that, because RetroPieMenu includes skyscraper, and this is something I've done since PlayBox version 1, and this is some info how to run it. So let's go back, and I'm gonna start again so you can see the new video loading screen. There you are. And I'm gonna exit. This is a Retroarch core. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and then the next video is going to be the one long awaited, how to change your overlays that I have on PlayBox version 2, where you need to go and what you need to use, so you don't mess up things, and you know how the structure is now. So again, thank you very much for watching. I wish you all a happy new year.